Welcome after the break. As always, I'm joined by another guest, and I hope you had a nice cup of tea as well, because you know these boys are making me work for it today. So welcome, Krown. Sat Sri Akal ji, ji aaya nu. We've got the Newcastle connection. We've got the Scotland connection.
Scotland, no.
How was that?
That was good.
Was that good? No, I'm really.
no,
I'll leave it. I'll leave it there
really
now.
bad,
I'll leave it there. Welcome. Krown is obviously your production name.
Yeah, stage name.
Stage name, production name. Is it important to have a different name to your usual Rishpal Singh or whatever? Sorry, I don't know.
Rishpal Singh, yeah, that's quite good actually. But no.
Are you going to share us your given name with us?
My given name's Hardeep.
Hardeep Singh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, but yeah, it's one of these things. Initially, when I started, I come from a DJing background, so I was originally DJ Harry.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
okay.
So that's how that kind of came.
You're not ducking and diving from anybody.
No. So basically, it was DJ Harry to start with, and then over the years, I've just built up the business name in Scotland for Roadshow. But I had to take a couple of guys on with me,
right?
Because obviously I couldn't cover all the events, so I couldn't send other people out as DJ Harry, because then people are going to be like, "Ata Harry ta aaya nahi." So then we basically had to rebrand it. So
Krown is your actual your business name or your company name rather than the actual.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've given us obviously Dulla Patti, and you've given us Sadi Hik as well. So you're more of a music. So you've got two music producers in here. Do you know of Gabi? Sorry, Manni. Come on, Manni. Yeah. Do you know Manni?
Who doesn't know?
I mean, what do you do when two music producers get together? What happens? Do you discuss beats, or do you actually look at each other's sort of styles and think, I could have done this, I could have done that? Do you ever compare like that?
Certainly, I don't.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of respect for anybody that makes any type of music, because I understand or know how hard it is. I know.
It's not me, is it?
It's like you should be not shooting.
Manny's probably got some laddu in his pocket or something. मिठे नु पता तुसी मुंडे सुखना तुहाडी ज़बान भी मिठी है, तुहाडा style भी मिठा से मिठे नु मक्खियां दा पैणियां
It's probably like a northern thing, bro.
I know. So it's
we've never had mukhiyan.
We're actually shooting in Punjab. That's what it is.
Actually, you probably bought them from Punjab as well. I mean, do you look at each other's styles and, obviously the Zeuses of this world or the DJ Sanjis of this world, and do you get inspired by them, or you think, actually, I'm gonna have my own style?
Well, I think everybody's got their own kind of style, but don't get me wrong. Yeah, of course, you look at what's in the market, you look at what other people are doing, and you take inspiration from it. Because let's be honest, there's some great producers out there. Manni, for a start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a bad boy producer.
Yeah.
You got True School, you got Tiger Style, you got Dr. Zeus, you mentioned already.
Obviously, Tiger Style is in your neck of the woods, isn't it? Are you from Glasgow?
Yeah. Kardai Bande.
Kardai Bande. And it's lovely to see, Singh Sardar getting into this. Do you ever see that as a barrier, or do you?
I've always said, right, I never let anybody ever say कि Sukhi or Sardari is a barrier. You know what I mean? It's not in our blood to let it be a barrier. Our ancestors किन्ने धक्के खाधे, and if we just let those kind of little things today make it a barrier for us, then what's the point of our ancestors' history?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously have this conversation with Raj and Pops, so in the past and stuff, where people might say, you see, Sikhi de vecho, and why are you producing this kind of thing or doing this kind of music as well? I mean, it was nice to see Dulla Patti as a Sardar, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Well, tell me about that, the Indian Robin Hood.
Yeah, or the Punjabi Robin Hood.
Punjabi Robin Hood even,
I think the thing with the whole kind of aspect of that is, obviously you saw my first video. Yeah. I kind of did the majority of the acting and the miming of it. And then in this video, obviously I still wanted to have a hand in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, ਜਦੋਂ ਕਹ ਲੋ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮਾੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ
ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ
So I just played the role, but there was no thinking behind it that I'm going to portray Dulla Patti as a Sardar. There was no thinking of that. End of the day, we all know Dulla Patti was a Muslim, but it's more, if you think about the history aspect, it's 16th century, 17th century, hardly, Khalsa hadn't even been formed at that point. Yeah, we were in the Panjami Shemi Guru at the time. Right. But he was a Muslim in the Punjab region, because obviously at that time Pakistan didn't exist. It was just Punjab, it went from Afghanistan right the way down, so it's just that medieval time. And at that era, you know, everybody had dariya, everybody had pagga, you know, it's just that kind of.
Hence why Guru Gobind Singh Ji actually made the Khalsa. He wanted his Khalsa to stand out from everybody else's. Manni, would you ever visit sort of folk? Obviously, Dullapatti is folk, right? It's folklore. Would you ever do that with your production or with your music? Would you ever consider visiting folk?
Yeah, I think I definitely would. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity because it's happened a lot and it still is happening a lot. I think I would only do it if I had the right opportunity to do it at a very good level kind of stuff, and if everything else was in place, I knew I could kind of back it up.
I mean, we're talking off camera as well. When you release Sone Rangiye or McCall now, which is, you're not really searching for that dance floor hit, are you? As a producer, because that seems to be the in thing now, I think.
So I would 100% agree with that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of my thinking behind Dullapatti as well. That at this moment in time, everybody's looking for a dance floor hit. And don't get me wrong, 98% of the music that's coming in is dance floor hits. But my thinking behind the production side of things, or my thinking behind Dullapatti, is that music is more than just dance floor hits. Right? Music should make you feel something. Music is universal, right? It should make you, it's educational. You know, there's so many different aspects to music that you can utilize it for. And that's Dullapatti for me is
there a market
educational.
Obviously, you're a DJ. You've rebranded yourself as Krown. Don't you want that dance floor hit to get the bookings in?
Let's be realistic. Who doesn't want that, right? But again, what I bring it back to is, I'm not here sitting here today thinking that Kalu is superstar varna. That's never been my intention. You know, I make the music because it's what I feel. It's, I know.
The monkey is going towards my...
It's coming to me for some reason.
Yeah.
I still had a shout.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you know, it's...
I think, bro, it's like a... with this whole thing that you said, I think a lot of people are doing it, obviously, because of what you said for the bookings and stuff. But the thing is, like, music's an art form. And people need to recognise that before they just kind of look at our overall package, at the video and stuff. Like, it's not about a song isn't about a video. It's not about the kind of backing behind it. Like, for example, when this McCall song of mine came out, I was getting quite a lot of tweets from people saying that you know, there's other artists out there that kind of buy their own songs to get higher on the iTunes chart. I think it annoyed me for about 2 hours. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, all right, that person's, or not, I'm not saying anyone specific here. I just want to make that clear because I don't want to come across in like bitter. I'm just saying, like, you know, kind of...
No, but it's reality, isn't it? It's reality. So a lot of people, big artists sat there and said, Baji, we don't understand how within an hour of a release or within 15 minutes of a release or 20 minutes, somebody's had 1 million hits on YouTube.
But I think the thing is, the people that do it, like, you know, fair play to them, man. If that's what they want to do, then that's all good. Like, I'm not about judging anyone. But I think this is what I was thinking when I was annoyed for like 2 hours. I was thinking that person's definition of success is being at the top of a world chart on iTunes. That means nothing. That doesn't mean anything, bro. That's success to them. That's the highest level. Someone that loves the art form of Punjabi music, they don't care about that. They're thinking about longevity. Because in 5 years from now, no one's going to be looking back at that song that was #1 on iTunes thinking, remember that song came out, it was #1 on iTunes. Everyone's going to be thinking about the person that worked hard on the song and released a good quality product. So it's like, what do you want to be? Do you want to have that kind of 3 weeks of fame, or do you want to be known 5 years from now?
And obviously you were Sangra vibes. I mean, it's not, I was going to say blast from the past, but it's not, because, you know, although we're going back in those days, whatever. I mean, Gopi and them lot, obviously Gopi lost his brother and, you know, through great tragedy. You're working quite closely with them as well, aren't you? You were saying you're learning from his dad?
Yeah, so basically I used to be a Sangra Vibes stalker when I was young.
You are coming out to be a bit of a stalker.
So basically, when I was young, it was at a point where I used to write essays on their album Unleashed, not for school, just for myself. Just I used to write essays and just read them back, and I used to study the Sangra Vibe sound. I used to be so obsessed with it. And as I've got older, I've just like learned like the world works in crazy ways, because it's like the law of attraction. I used to literally think Sangra Vibes. I used to be a die-hard fan, still am, of Sangra Vibes. And when I came to kind of do my own song, Dorni Kulli with Manaki, and we shot the video, I just sent Gopi a message on Facebook, and I was like, bro, like, I would so badly appreciate it if you could come to our video shoot. I just want to meet you. And I was expecting him to say no, and he replied back. He was like, yeah, I'll see if I can make it. And on the day of the video shoot, I'm chilling in the kitchen, and I just see like Gopi walk in, and I was just so nervous that I'm meeting Sangra Vibes. And ever since that day, that was 5 years ago, we've been very close, man. Literally, like I go down to his house, he comes up and stays at our house like every other country. We stay in contact quite a lot, and we're working on some stuff now. Which is
brilliant! So you could be collaborators.
Yeah.
How important is it, Hardeep, for someone for other people to just give you that lift, or to give you that inspiration, or give you that, you know, say, you know what, yeah, bro, that's quite good, yeah, well done, you know.
I think it's very important. You know, it really, end of the day, this industry is, as we, you know, Manni will know, it's very cutthroat. You know, it's hard in this industry, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just everybody's, you know, scared of one another in the industry, and it's one thing I've always said. I've noticed in the UK or the Western kind of side of market, everybody keeps their cards close to their chest. I'm making my margin, and
we've been haunted by the Makia industry.
And
hey, it's live. Just to let you know that you know, this is how it is.
There's no diva-ism around here.
We're just chilling with the Makia. Yeah.
But what?
Just the way he said, he goes, I'm a Makki Martin. He can actually say, "मैं Sukhi de program te gaya ki kita pata, मैं Makki maar ke aaya." Makki are quite hard to kill, aren't they? Makki are not easy. They're quite, you know, this way, that way.
The ones in India are easier to kill because I think people are
There's
used to them.
There's so many of them.
True
You could just do that, and then you're bound to catch one Makki, are you?
But I've noticed that about the India market as well, because like they really get behind each other. If you look at, you know, Ranjit Bawa, Sherry Man, Kavinder Billa, you know, they all support each other and they push each other forward when they release each other's tracks. Whereas I found in the UK, we've got that kind of still rigid barrier. But in terms of, you know, collaborating and all that kind of stuff, I think it's very important, especially when you got somebody who's, you know, well known, big producer, and they say, "But the changa."
Very good. Very good.
You know, Mare Sri nu apne aap nu, you think, wow, have I actually?
Yeah.
You
It's always good to have a shabash as well.
Yeah.
So Manni, we've got McCall, obviously at the moment. We've had Sone Rangiya, we've had Friday. You're working with Sangra Vibes. What else is on the before you sort of leave us?
Yeah. So next up is something me and Sangra Vibes are working on. It's called Welcome to the Future. Okay. That was a little album that we're working on. Completely like a bunch of whole new singers. Literally, we went to Punjab and we hired a studio from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. Invited about 4 or 5 new singers. We said, bring every song you've got, just bring it. We sat there for the whole day. Gopi took half the singers, I took the other singers, went through lyrics, composed it on the spot. We sat with the singer in the studio. Every line, we were like, stop, do that again in this composition, played it on the harmonium, do it again in this composition. It was all done, recorded in one day. So then we brought it back to the UK, produced it.
And then you paid the singers, right? You gave them some money for coming up there and saying, "Paji, thank you, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨੀ," and you paid them.
You know what it is about these new singers?
Very important.
They don't even want money. That's what makes you want to give it to them.
I know.
They don't even want money because they just say that we just want our songs out, man. Just do me a good song. That's all I want. So that's what respect. I got a lot of respect for some of these guys. So completely a new bunch of singers. I think people are gonna really enjoy that album. Fingers crossed anyway.
Yeah, it's good that you are bringing it, and I think it's very important that you should, because rather than the usual suspects, Sleem, Sudesh Kumar, all those obviously they're great in their own right, but I suppose you get, from them you get, well, you know what you're going to get, but it's good to give new talent an opportunity.
100%.
Very, very important. Manni, okay, I'm going to let Manni go, but you stay with me as well. Manni, thank you very much. Respect to your music as well, and I'm quite humbled by the fact that, you know, you're not looking for that dance floor hit. It is about the music.
Yeah, of course.
And I think true to the music as well. Thank you very much. So we're going to lose you, but Krown's going to stay with me, and I'll be back after this break.